Hi, it's Nurse Wendy. I'm hearing a lot of concerns from all sectors about what's going to happen when somebody gets sick in school. What's going to happen? And there's a lot of anxiety around that. When we first started looking at COVID and what we would require to keep people safe in schools, what that public health would look like, we started going immediately to medical images in our heads. And there's so many medical images on the media that immediately our brains went to a very stressed out place. And I want to put a pause on that thinking for a minute. I want to talk first about all the things we know that schools do really well. First, schools are full of adults deeply care for and know how to take care of children. Klamath Falls City Schools has been prioritizing health so that in our buildings we have health rooms and many of them have health aides. Whether it's a student with a chronic condition who needs management of that chronic condition or just someone who needs to come in for an ice pack because they need to see a familiar face. In the Klamath Falls City Schools, we have adults that know how to take care of children. Next, no matter where you go, and I've been in schools for a long time, educators in schools are very good at noticing. So my entire career, people have come up to me and they tell me, I'm worried about this or I'm thinking about that. They're noticing little things. They notice when our students don't feel well. Whether it's physical or emotional, we notice. Finally, schools are really good at making spaces where students feel comfortable. Whether it's creating reading nooks for our littlest ones or whether it's creating lounge spaces for our older students. Whether it's fun bulletin boards or art that's generated by students. There's a beautiful mural in KU. Educators know how to make a space where students feel comfortable and have ownership of the space around them. Many people don't know that the requirement in the law for there to be a separate space for students to be when they're sick before they go home has been in the law for a really long time. That has looked like students waiting in the secretary's office or in the health room or even in special chairs that are right where everybody can see them and they're safe while they wait to be picked up. When we started realizing the extent of the illnesses that could be caused by the COVID virus, we started realizing that separate needed to be separate. So it's not going to surprise anybody that schools are creating separate spaces where students are going to be safe and feel comfortable. We're going to call those spaces care rooms. So COVID, assessment, response, and exit. So students will come in and be assessed and they will be safe there before they go home, before they exit with their families. So it's not going to surprise you when I use my 5 S's. So they're safe spaces, they're separate so that the students are away from other students, they're sanitized, we want them to be clean, they're spacious so they meet the requirements of physical distancing, and they're supervised. All of the things that we would want in order to make students safe but also feel comfortable. These locations, these care rooms are going to be near the health spaces in each of our buildings. And I feel really confident that they're going to be places where kids feel comfortable as they wait to go home. So I'm hoping we can put aside some of the anxious thoughts we're having about when students are sick in schools and recognize that schools have been good at this for a really long time. We care for students. We know how to make their spaces comfortable for them. We'll have more videos coming. I want to talk a little bit more about how we're screening ourselves and others before we come to the building every morning. But I'm still waiting for more questions from you. I look forward to talking to you again.